Do you know the difference between good debt and bad debt? Stick around, you might be surprised. Debt, in its simplest form, is money owed by one party to another. It's often seen as something negative, a financial burden to avoid. But that's not always the case. There's a crucial distinction to be made. Not all debts are created equal. Some can even be stepping stones to wealth. Understanding this difference is key. So let's dive into the world of good debt and bad debt. First, let's talk about bad debt. It's the kind of debt that most people are familiar with. Now, when we say bad debt, we're not talking about borrowing money for a spontaneous weekend getaway or that extra pair of shoes you've been eyeing. No, bad debt is a lot more serious than that. Think of it as a financial trap. It's the kind of debt that doesn't bring any return on investment. For instance, credit card debt. It's easy to swipe that card and enjoy instant gratification, but the high interest rates and fees can quickly snowball, leaving you with a growing balance that's hard to manage. Another prime example is car loans. Cars are often necessary, but they depreciate in value over time. So you're left paying off a loan for something that's worth less and less each year. Then there are consumer loans for things like electronics or furniture. These items might make our lives more comfortable, but they don't contribute to our financial growth. Bad debt can lead to financial strain, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck. You're essentially paying for past purchases with future earnings. It restricts your financial freedom, limits your growth, and can even impact your mental health due to the constant stress and worry. So remember this, bad debt isn't just about making poor buying decisions. It's about borrowing money for things that don't bring any financial return, trapping you in a cycle of debt. Bad debt, in a nutshell, is the kind of debt that takes money out of your pocket. Now let's shift gears and talk about good debt. It's a concept that's not as widely understood. You see, the term good debt might sound like an oxymoron, but in financial terms, it's an essential strategy for building wealth. So what exactly is good debt? Well, imagine you take out a mortgage to buy a rental property. This kind of debt could be considered good debt. Why? Because even though you've borrowed money and incurred a debt, you now have an asset that generates rental income. Over time, this income can not only pay off your debt, but also provide you with extra cash. Now let's consider another example, business loans. Let's say you borrow some money to start a business or expand an existing one. This loan, if managed wisely, can help to increase your profits in the long run, making it another form of good debt. And then there's education. Student loans, often seen as a burden, can also be a form of good debt. Yes, they are a liability in the short term, but the knowledge and skills acquired can lead to higher income in the future, offsetting the initial debt and even putting you ahead. So in essence, good debt is all about leveraging borrowed money to create wealth. It's about making the money work for you instead of you working for the money. Good debt, in contrast, is the kind of debt that puts money in your pocket. Now that we've discussed both types of debt, let's compare them side by side. Imagine two roads diverging in a yellow wood. One path, the good debt road, leads towards financial growth. It's paved with assets like real estate investments and small business loans, which have the potential to generate income or appreciate over time. The other path, the bad debt road, is a bit more treacherous. This path is littered with high-interest credit cards, car loans, and other forms of debt that depreciate in value. The key difference between these paths is their financial implications. Good debt can be a powerful tool, leveraging your money to work for you, creating wealth over time. Bad debt, on the other hand, can become a financial trap, draining your resources and potentially leading to a cycle of debt. As you can see, understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt can be a game changer in your financial journey. In conclusion, the power of financial literacy cannot be overstated. Understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt is a crucial aspect of this. Good debt, used to acquire assets, can be a powerful wealth-building tool. On the other hand, bad debt used to purchase liabilities can lead to financial traps. Continue to grow your financial knowledge and apply these concepts in your financial decisions. Remember, the goal is not to avoid debt, but to understand it and use it to your advantage. Thanks for watching.